glad you found my little portion of the internet. Welcome! I am sharing today the surface print design process for one of my prints. I have decided to break this up into two videos. So this first part that I'm going over today is the painting process where I'm making the motifs for the print. But before we jump in, I wanted to see if you could comment below what type of flowers you think monarch butterflies are attracted to. It might have something to do with the theme of this print, and if you keep your eyes peeled, you can find the answer somewhere in this video. Let's jump right in. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, if you'd like to support me and see what I'm getting up to. First, I just have my supplies laid out. I have an HB pencil for drawing, some liner brushes, and a number 5 round brush. These are all synthetic. I will have all of the exact links to my supplies down below in the description. And here you can see me just laying out my brush roll. I didn't end up using most of these, but I liked the shot. And I also have just 2 jugs for water. These are just like recycled jars. One is a salsa jar and one was a Talenti ice cream jar. And I got some water, and I'm gonna pull out my palette. Again, I'll have this palette linked below. It's a watercolor palette that has a silicone seal. And for this first painting, I just have the ivory black gouache. This sketch I had done a few days earlier, and I just used an HB pencil to kind of sketch it out. And now I'm going in and simply filling in the butterfly. Okay, wrapping up with the butterfly here, and I let it dry, of course, and then now I am going to mix my paints. This is where my additional colors that I listed out in the beginning came in. I tried to keep it pretty limited with my palette, just ended up kind of going with primaries and then mixed it from there. I had one dried out old yellow. I keep them in a Ziploc bag because I've found that otherwise they can dry out if I missed twist on the cap, so I put them in there. Here I'm mixing up some purples, obviously putting together blue and reds, and I added in some white to make it lighter, adding in water as I go. I'm never great at mixing like a huge amount of paint. I do it pretty small. I tried this with yellow on the side and I didn't really like that, so then I went back in with some more reds and magentas, and then I did a little swatch. I know you can't see it right now, but I think I get that in frame in a bit, adding in some of that brighter red below and the magenta, and swatching that as well. And then I'm just going to start painting some flowers. I did do some research beforehand because I ended up drawing a monarch butterfly wing. So I looked up what kind of flowers they are attracted to. Okay, so the flowers that I took notes of that monarchs like are goldenrods, butterfly bush, cosmos, lantana, lilac, milkweed, and zinnia. And I made a list in my Notion about what flowers they like, and then I was kind of searching for some reference images from Unsplash. So those have really great like royalty-free imagery that you can use, so I feel like that's a pretty safe place to get some references. And these are pretty, I mean, they're not super detailed, they're a little bit more artistic flowers, so it's kind of loose. This is definitely a little bit different of a style of painting for me when I'm painting these motifs rather than just painting a picture. Like, it feels a little like disconnected sometimes, and at first I wasn't super happy with these, but I kept pushing through, and I'm glad I did, because honestly, like, once you layer everything, it looks pretty good, and you can't really tell. It's really just about getting those colors and the suggestion and the brush strokes in there that I wanted to get. So yeah, here it's me painting. And so these first ones that I'm painting right now, those were cosmos. So then I decided I needed to wait for those cosmos to dry before I could add those yellow centers. So now I am drawing some lilac, and I tried to do like some smaller bunches of them rather than like a large branch of them. And just getting that kind of base purple down. I also feel like I generally do a lot of like detailed painting, so sometimes it feels weird to me to like step back and just make more of a suggestion. But I go back and do that once these dry. I think my camera cut out when I was recording, so this is, you can see I went back through those lilac and put some darker kind of shadows in it, and then I also just started drawing some of these smaller clusters of flowers that I saw in one of the reference images, because I thought I wanted to bring in a little bit more color. So I got some yellow and some oranges, and now I'm just going in with a small detail brush and adding in the green stems and leaves here. Okay, now I'm going through and adding the zinnias. Again, just wanted to get some more colors in here, so some pinks and reds, but in general this is a pretty analogous color palette, meaning that the color families kind of sit next to each other in that purple, orange, red, yellow, but then the green does pull in some interest. Adding zinnias. Alright friends, that is all for today, but the journey does not stop here. In the next video, I will be scanning in these motifs and then making some digital magic happen in Photoshop in order to bring this print full circle and all together. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already so you won't miss out on the fun. See you next time!